A solemn story out of Pocatello tonight has the community in shock. 4 family members were discovered dead in their home last night. We do begin with breaking news tonight. A standoff has just ended in an Idaho Falls neighborhood. The FBI is now offering a $5,000 reward for any information from the November vandalism of 3 LDS church buildings in Chubbuck. He was born in Blackfoot and raised in eastern Idaho. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Todd.
Appreciate it.
Good to be with you.
You mentioned neighbors. Now you've got stewardship over your ward. Do you know how many have lost homes in your ward?
As far as I know, I'm thinking up to 5, maybe 5 or 6, maybe more. But
where are they staying? Where tonight?
Family and ward members. There's so many people that have poured out a lot of concern for our ward members. We're grateful for everyone that's done so much for my ward and those people up there that are not members. And I know that there were some folks up there that stayed up there to fight the fires, and they actually saved quite a few homes. And they just did it just because they cared.
There are a lot of those folks that have stepped in tonight,
yes,
and their homes are okay, but they've got some mixed feelings. Tell me about that.
Well, they feel bad or guilty because their homes made it and ours didn't, but don't feel that at all. Just feel blessed that yours was spared, and we'll be fine. We'll regroup. We're strong people, and we'll be all right. We'll start over. We worked a lot up in our properties up there, and to make it livable and nice for our grandchildren, for one, and we had our home all ready, but it's just a lot of hard work that just went away, I guess. But it's just hard.
Yeah. Well, you and I visited for 5 minutes, and I feel like I know you.
Oh.
I will let you get back to making some phone calls because I caught you on the phone.
One thing I do want to ask,
okay,
and if we could have the ward members please call me on my phone, because there's some that had home phones, not cell phones, but if they could call me to make sure that they're okay.
Okay. And you were smack dab in the middle, right there in the middle.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And best of luck to you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Appreciate
Take care.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, we'll get Suzanne over here next. Feel like I know him. Yeah, that tells the whole story, doesn't it? Where were you just 1 year ago tomorrow? If you live along the southern bench of Pocatello, you know oh too well. Tomorrow marks 1 year since the Charlotte fire forced people to evacuate and 66 homes were destroyed. I went back there to talk to the same man I talked to that night who lost his family's home and has spent the last year rebuilding.
It's all in the attitude. It really is. Life is wonderful. It really is. Even though I lost everything I've ever owned, it's okay. Just kind of watch your step there.
Efrain Velasquez shows me around his newly built home, the one that replaces the one destroyed by the Charlotte fire. He tells me of 2 special stories of forgotten strangers that showed up to help. One was of a young lady that Efrain had taken wedding pictures for years ago, free of charge. The other was of a young man who was fed by the Velasquez family in their home after his grandfather's funeral.
It was almost like the labor of love, really.
Really?
Yeah.
They both returned to lend a hand.
After looking back, I do remember. But things like that come back. They come back to serve you. And that was a neat thing. I learned a lot there.
But now there are reminders of a different sort. A reminder of that night in June when many families and individuals had their entire familiar world destroyed.
That little tree right there by the flagpole, I might just leave it there.
Yeah. What just some of the things that others were telling you as far as the last year and how it's transpired?
Well, I think some of them are still struggling, with the experience that they went through. I think everybody, I guess, handles it differently. But I think in all, I think they're very courageous.
I show Efrain my interview with him that night he lost his home.
Because, that's you probably saw firsthand.
Yeah, I did. I went, I had to get my daughter out, so I had to kind of sneak around the barricades that they had there, and There's so many people that have poured out a lot of concern.
You see that from a year ago. Emotions, what comes flooding back?
I think the Pocatello really supported us. I think everybody just came together and you know, picked up whatever differences they may have had about, I guess, life, and just forgot about theirs for a while and helped someone else, and that was us. It was a wonderful feeling to see, you know, the 2,000 that came, 2,000 plus that came a couple of days after, or a week after it happened, and it was very moving, very touching to see so many up here working just to help out the neighbor, you know, your fellow human being.
Yeah. I get that impression from you that it's still here.
Oh, yeah.
And it will move forward. As we look forward, you got a lovely home here. Do you fear the same thing, countryside here? There's still plenty of vegetation. It's still struggling to come back. Do you fear that happening again, or are you looking at cloudy skies like today and wondering about heavy rain showers?
Yeah, I would, you know, I really believe that we'll be okay. We're taken care of. We'll be all right. And I think we have to have a lot of faith and hope that things will turn out just fine. They have so far. We've been very, very blessed. So many tender mercies. Our grandchildren are going to look at us and how we did through this time. And I think it'll help them, and not just maybe our grandchildren, but others, will look back at us and say, even though they went through a hard time, they stayed with a positive attitude. Life is wonderful. No one got hurt. What a miracle. I mean, to have 66 homes completely just wiped out, and a lot of others, you know, other structures, but no one got hurt. That was a miracle.
Yeah.
I really do. I really believe that. And I think there's miracles every day up here. There's so many times I've just gone, yeah!
Thank you.
Yeah. Come here.
Yeah.
You made it really nice for me.
Ephraim tells me he plans to write a lot of his stories down for later generations so that they are not forgotten. 1,038 acres were burned with those 66 homes.